There you go.
All right, very nice. So I think everyone here has, I mean, at least once maybe checked a video of our, well, reading group series. So I think everyone should be kind of acquainted with what we do, but here's basically an explanation. So, all right. So the reading group, who is it meant for? So we have finished the beginner to intermediate course. Let me get the highlighter here. So as I announced, we're going to have a little intermediate course during the summer, although I'll be talking about that in a second. And well, after that, how do we continue our journey in, well, to the discovery of the Sumerian language? Well, by actually using what we have learned, and we put it into practice and we translate. So concluded both courses, the intermediate and the beginner to intermediate, one should be able to, well, navigate Sumerian grammar, read, although not fluently, but one should be able to somewhat read cuneiform, although that's a skill that takes years. So I don't expect anyone to like recite things by heart and read them like books. And well, these are the concepts and the objectives we're going to expand upon in the reading group. And well, some elements, of course, of Sumerian history and literature, in the exercises and in the homework, I would always kind of put a couple notes about, well, Sumerian things, so that you know the longs and shorts of like what we are translating, basically. So what are we going to treat? So, well, Sumerian literature, just like any kind of literature, well, in the world, especially ancient literature, is divided in more, well, subgenres. So we have very diverse texts. We have literary, economic, juridical, mathematical texts being the main, I would say, areas and subgenres. And then you have proto-cuneiform, so very old tablets, which are sometimes readable and, well, interesting, I would say, in their little own way. Proverbs, songs, hymns, and, well, all sorts of things. So it's really fun, you kind of get it all around tour into like Sumerian history and, well, society by just looking at all the kinds of tablets and genres and texts, and we're gonna cover them all. So I think this should never get boring. I know it gets quite boring to translate Gudea tablets after a while. So this is meant to be funny and enjoyable. So it should be quite better than the homework. So yeah, how are we going to do that? Same format as the reading group. Sorry, as the course, basically. So 1 week we gather around and we, well, translate together. As always, we do the transliteration first, and then we translate, and then, well, we draw the conclusions, and then we keep going. So 1 week together, 1 week homework, well, material to just go through on one's own. So as I put it, self-study. Can I click here? Okay, good. Nice. So modality and teaching and good. So right, so I have just explained this, I think. So yeah, and the material I'm going to be giving out is the same as the homework. So I'm going to give out, these kind of documents where you can look up the words, and then you have the elements of Sumerian history and the grammar, and then you kind of do the work, and then we check it together. I should be posting solutions as well, I think. And of course, it's not obligatory. You don't have to do it, but it's highly suggested if you want to learn faster and, well, take active part in the, well, reading group when we do it together. And so, yeah, what the learner is tasked with doing is studying the given words, the grammar, and, well, basically everything I write. With studying, I don't mean that there's a test or anything, just know them because they're useful for what we do, of course. And then working on a transliteration and translation if, well, when applicable, and, well, eventually a translation. So yeah. And well, yeah, this is quite self-explanatory, but then of course we go through the material together and then we discuss it and we translate it. And yeah, so if you want to see how it's done, you just look at the series we have on YouTube. It's quite well explained there. I mean, not explained, we just do it so you can clearly see it. And we have a series on it. We have already gone through, I guess, about 40 tablets from folk Christomathy. So there's a lot of things to go over to watch. I think it's about, I don't know, 20 hours of worth of content. So quite a lot of Sumerian. Yeah, so let's talk about the texts for a moment. So Sumerian texts, well, some of them are really short. Some of them are literally this big in real life. If you're looking at my camera, like they're really short. So there's not a lot of text and they can be done in one session. Um, like most of the tablets and the texts we have gone through and well, the reading goes so far. They're quite small and minute. So you just do them and you're done in a session or two. Those being well, it's mostly economic or juridical texts. They don't get very long, or contracts of any sort, and so on and so forth. So some of them are small, and it's easy to make line arts of them. So you can draw the cuneiform here, so it's easier for the learner, and the cuneiform here it's clearer. So we don't have to use the real image, also because, well, it's really hard to work with this, especially because we don't have access to the tablets. So just by looking at them, you just have to rely on the fact that most of them have good pictures, but sometimes they don't. So when we have the drawings, we just work with them instead. They are easier to look at and more instructive if one is to learn cuneiform and, well, Sumerian grammar. While some of the texts, like the famous Gilgamesh and the Inanna, Descent, and well, all of them, there's a bunch of them, they are long. They are very long texts, even 400, 500, 600 lines long. And does that mean the tablets are very big? Well, not really. Sometimes we just have a lot of fragments from different places, Ur, Uruk, Lagash, Eridu. We put them together, and then we were able to kind of compose one single text. So all these texts and tablets you're seeing now on screen, they are all part of the Inanna's Descent kind of composite text. So when you merge them together, you end up with the story, I guess. So we're going to look at small texts and, well, monsters like Inanna and Gilgamesh and all texts of that sort. So we're going to, again, I'll be trying to go over and have you work on as many different kind of tablets and Sumerian literary works as possible, and it should be quite fun. Let's see. Oh, I think I have to go. Yeah, I did go over this. Yeah. Good. So I have created a syllabus for this as well. So just like the one we had for the course, it's basically the same thing. Just I'm gonna use it for, well, the things and the tablets and the videos we're gonna do this course. So yeah, same format, and you see a picture here. This is of course work in progress, but eventually it will look something like this. So, and you can access it at the link. I'm gonna upload this presentation on Dropbox and probably even send it by email. So you can just click and you end up on the thing. I'm gonna click it after this so it opens. And of course, this is what it's gonna look like. So of course, this is a facsimile. It's not the real deal. It's like a thing I made that should resemble what we're gonna have. So, and then as descent, cuneiform and fragments, we go over them. Then translation, homework, translation, then again, Gilgamesh and Naga, cuneiform and fragments, translation, transliteration, conclusions, and so on and so forth. Quite fun, if you ask me. The time, well, same as the class. Nothing will change. If anything, you can message me if a lot of you have problems and you would prefer doing it in another time. I guess we could work this out. If not, I would just keep it like we have it now. So it's regular, nothing has to be changed. If you have like alarms or anything, reminders, you can just keep them. And it's just smooth, linear, it goes on. Now let's talk about the Achilles talon here. So the thing is, making this things is very complicated. Once because well for starters, I have to make all the material. Something fell in my room. Okay. Um, and well, that requires some time. I have to work on my translation first, so I always do that. And so I think here I explain, yeah, it's both time expensive, so I have to go through the material, I have to proofread things, work out my own translation, gather all the pictures. So sometimes I really have to like spend a long time looking for all the pictures and putting them together, and it's quite because we don't really have one single source. And then yeah, compose random material, keep in touch with the students, blah 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 blah, and more technical things, of course. And Zoom, although now I don't pay for it, so Loom, Dropbox articles behind a paywall, so books, grammars. Sumerian books can get quite pricey, actually. Yeah. So today I wanted to get one for about months and years and time and seasons in Mesopotamia and things. And it costs about $200. So I didn't take it at the end. But yeah. So for this reason, I think it's fair for once to ask I mean for a donation, I guess, a monthly donation. I think it's quite justified. People have been paying have been donating to my Patreon for over a year. So all the guys from the reading group, they're Patreons, and this everything couldn't be possible without them. So really, really, really grateful to them. And I think they can testify firsthand. I do put a lot of effort in the material I create. So I think it's quite it's a biosis, or what do you call it? Symbiosis. They give me money and I give back as much as I can. So yeah. And for some reason I know it's like much, like even $10, $15, it's a lot of money, especially now with all the world problems. So it's if it composes a problem, you can message me at this email right here. It's my institutional email, so from my university. And we can work out a solution. So if you can't make it, it's fine. I can't make, of course, too many exceptions, and the prices are, I guess, affordable. $15 a month is dollars, I think. I guess doable. I might lower it a little bit, but it's okay. If you want to donate more, then it's up to you, of course. But everyone gets the same benefits. So it's not really important, I guess. And oh yeah, right. So all the Patreons, so all the donors have access to the course of the reading group and the content and stuff. So, and yeah, also by becoming a Patreon, you will have access to the intermediate course. So I think did I create anything? Yeah. So here I talk about the kind of intermediate course, which is supposed to like fill the gaps between the beginner to intermediate course and the reading group. That is to say, if you do become a donor, you have access to everything. So like reading group and the intermediate course. So you could kind of see the reading group as an extension of the intermediate course. It's one big thing. The intermediate course is kind of the prelude to the real thing. So what is this intermediate course? As I said, it's meant to fill the gaps between the beginner's course and the more advanced endeavors like the reading group and everything we're going to do with Sumerian. And again, it's really similar to what we did with the beginner's course. So you have weekly material. Every week I send you things, so documents with grammatical explanations and exercises and grammar and everything of that sort. They're not going to be live lessons. So I know it's summer, it's hot. You're probably going to have less work days, maybe, I hope. go on vacation, so I'm not gonna interfere, and so everything is gonna be, you know, not on Zoom. So you can do things at your own pace during the week, and then you can submit the solutions, or just look at submit your done homework, look at the solutions, or just look at the solutions when they come out. So yeah, you can prepare at your own kind of tempo. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, it's composed of 7 main lessons, starting at the beginning of August and ending, I think, at the second week of September. And from there we begin the reading group. Why September? Well, because I have my exams, so I think I can just prepare the material beforehand, and then after that I can just dedicate myself to the reading group again. So it's a win-win even for me. And yeah, the course does include a little bit more on Sumerian literature, history, and religion. So yeah, I think that concludes it. So guys, if you have any questions, you can ask. I say we can stop the recording, and the rest will be a informal chat.